The day had started like any other, but I carried a quiet anticipation that made my chest feel tight. My son, Ahmed, had been unusually distant for weeks, avoiding my calls, giving short, distracted answers whenever I asked about his day, and skipping family conversations, as if he were tiptoeing around some secret. Naturally, as a mother, my imagination ran wild. Was he stressed at work? Were there problems he didn't want to share? Or worse, was there something bigger, something I wasn't meant to know yet? Determined to bridge the growing distance, I decided a casual visit might help. Perhaps if I smiled, chatted, and acted as if everything were normal, I could reconnect with him. I prepared carefully, choosing an outfit that was comfortable but presentable, a soft pastel dress with subtle embroidery and a hint of jewelry. After all, appearances mattered. I wanted to show that I cared without being overbearing. When I reached Ahmed's apartment, I paused for a moment outside. The familiar smell of the neighborhood greeted me, the faint aroma of fresh bread from the corner bakery, a hint of jasmine from Mrs. Khalid's balcony, and the low hum of distant traffic. I noticed a shadow moving behind the curtain of his living room window. My heart skipped a beat. Perhaps he had been expecting me. Perhaps he had prepared some surprise. I rang the doorbell, my nerves tingling with anticipation. The door swung open almost immediately, revealing Maya, my daughter-in-law. I had met her only a few times before, and our interactions had always been polite but distant. Today, however, her smile was radiant, almost mischievous, and she stepped aside to let me in. "Hello," she said brightly, her voice carrying an easy warmth. She pulled me in for a quick hug, and I felt a strange jolt, a mix of comfort and curiosity. Her confidence was almost tangible, as if she was completely at ease in a world I hadn't yet entered. My eyes immediately caught the sparkle on her finger, a delicate ring that shimmered in the sunlight streaming through the window. "That's a beautiful ring," I said casually, trying to mask the sudden tension in my chest. Maya's smile widened, carrying a hint of triumph. "Oh, thank you." Actually, she paused, savoring the moment. My heart skipped again. "We got married yesterday." The words hit me like a thunderclap. My mouth went dry, my mind blank. "Wait, what?" I finally managed to gasp. "Yesterday? You two got married without telling me?" Maya's expression remained calm, her smile unwavering. "Yes," she said softly, almost teasingly. "We wanted it to be a small, intimate affair. Just us and a few close friends. We wanted it to be special, private, and meaningful. I hope you're not upset." I froze, unable to speak. My mind raced, recalling the last few weeks, any hints, any signs, but there had been none. The apartment looked ordinary, the living room tidy as always, as if a secret celebration had occurred in some invisible parallel world. I felt shock, confusion, and a twinge of hurt swirl together inside me. I just don't understand," I said finally. "Ahmed never mentioned a wedding. Didn't he think to tell his mother?" Maya's eyes softened, and she gently took my hands. "We didn't mean to hurt you," she said sincerely. "We just wanted it to be private at first, to start our journey together quietly. You are still a very important part of our lives, and we want you to celebrate with us." I took a deep breath, trying to calm my racing thoughts. Perhaps this wasn't a betrayal, but a new chapter. A way for Ahmed and Maya to assert their independence as a couple. Slowly, I forced a small smile. "All right," I said, "if this is how you wanted it. I suppose I can accept it." Her smile brightened further. "Come on," she said, taking my arm. "I want to show you something." Hesitant but curious, I followed her into the living room. My steps felt heavy, burdened by lingering shock. As we entered, I froze again. A small table was adorned with fresh flowers, candles, and a beautifully decorated cake. On the wall were photos of Ahmed and Maya, laughing under a floral arch. A photo album labeled "Our Wedding Day" sat in the center of the table. I approached it slowly, trembling slightly as I opened it. Each photo captured moments of love and intimacy, vows exchanged, hands held, friends celebrating quietly in the background. My initial shock began to melt into awe. Despite the secrecy, the wedding was heartfelt and beautiful. The joy on their faces, the authenticity of their smiles, the simplicity of the celebration, it all spoke louder than any grand ceremony could. Ahmed appeared then, looking nervous yet hopeful. "Mom," he said softly, "I know we should have told you first. We just wanted it private at first. I hope you understand." I studied him, the man I had raised, now standing beside the woman he loved. My heart softened. Perhaps this wasn't about secrecy, it was about starting a life together on their terms. Slowly, I reached out, taking his hand. "I suppose," I said, smiling softly, "love doesn't always follow the schedule we imagine." Maya squeezed my hand gently. "Thank you," she said. "It means so much that you're here now. We wanted you to be part of this, even if a little later." I nodded, letting a sense of warmth and relief wash over me. For the first time that day, I truly smiled, realizing that family isn't about schedules or control, it's about trust, love, and embracing the unexpected. I sat down slowly at the small living room table, still trying to process everything that had happened. The modest display in front of me, a few candles flickering softly, a simple bouquet of flowers, and a small, elegantly decorated cake, felt intimate yet celebratory. It was nothing like the grand, elaborate weddings I had imagined for Ahmed, yet somehow, it was perfect. Every detail spoke of care, thoughtfulness, and a kind of love that didn't need the approval or attention of the world to exist. Maya handed me the photo album, our wedding day, and gestured for me to open it. I did so cautiously, almost reverently, flipping through the pages. Each photograph seemed to tell a story that went far beyond the ceremony itself. Ahmed and Maya exchanging vows under a small floral arch, hands clasped tightly, eyes locked as if nothing else in the world existed. A handful of close friends were present, smiling, clapping, and sharing in their joy, but the focus was entirely on the couple, and the intimacy of their love was palpable. I paused at a photo of Ahmed laughing, his head thrown back, eyes crinkled with pure joy, while Maya leaned her forehead against his chest in a tender, unguarded moment. I felt a pang in my chest. How had I not known about this? How had they orchestrated such a deeply personal, beautiful event without so much as a hint? And yet, as I studied the images, my shock slowly gave way to admiration. They had done it their way, and in its simplicity, it was extraordinary. Ahmed emerged from the kitchen, carrying 2 glasses of water, and I saw the tension in his shoulders, the mixture of hope and apprehension on his face. "Mom," he began softly, "I know this might have felt sudden. We should have told you beforehand, but we wanted it private at first. I hope you understand." I studied him carefully. My son, the man I had raised, had grown into someone strong yet gentle, responsible, and full of thoughtfulness. I could see the sincerity in his eyes, the care in his tone, and I felt the weight of my initial shock begin to lift. Slowly, I nodded. "I suppose," I said, forcing a small smile, "love doesn't always follow the schedule we imagine for it." Maya sat beside me, placing her hand lightly on mine. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice filled with genuine warmth. "It means so much to us that you're here now. You are an important part of our lives, and we want you to share in our happiness, even if it's a little later than expected." Ahmed and Maya exchanged a glance, a silent reassurance passing between them. The tension that had gripped the room was softening, giving way to understanding. I realized that despite my feelings of surprise and exclusion, there was something profoundly beautiful about their choice. They hadn't sought attention or grandeur, they had sought authenticity, intimacy, and a day that reflected their love. We spent the next several minutes flipping through the album together. Every picture seemed alive with emotion, Ahmed awkwardly adjusting his tie, Maya stifling a laugh during their vows, their hands intertwined during candid moments, the friends who had attended leaning in close to capture memories. Each frame told a story of love, partnership, and joy that transcended any formalities. I began to ask questions, curiosity overcoming my initial surprise. Where did you find this arch? It's beautiful. And the flowers, they are so vibrant. Who arranged them? Maya laughed softly, the sound like sunlight breaking through clouds. We arranged most of it ourselves, she said. Ahmed helped build the arch. I chose the flowers, and we wanted the whole day to feel personal, meaningful. It was simple, but it was ours. Ahmed chuckled, rubbing the back of his neck self-consciously. I may have made a few mistakes, he admitted. Maya helped fix them. In the end, it looked presentable, I hope. I shook my head, laughing quietly despite myself. Their dedication, their effort to make the day deeply meaningful, impressed me more than any grand wedding ever could. I realized, perhaps with some humility, that sometimes parents could learn from the choices of their children. Happiness didn't always require approval, tradition, or spectacle, it required love, understanding, and trust. As I looked through the album, I noticed moments that made me smile, Ahmed leaning over to whisper something to Maya, her giggle caught mid-frame, the playful gestures that revealed their comfort and joy with one another. It was a quiet, beautiful celebration, and the photographs captured it perfectly. Finally, I closed the album, placing it gently on the table. You know, I said slowly, I may have been shocked at first, but seeing this, seeing how happy you both are, it's more than I could have imagined. Maya squeezed my hand, her eyes glistening. Thank you, she whispered again. We wanted you to know that we value you, and want you to be part of our lives, always. Ahmed nodded, shoulders relaxing. We wanted to do it our way, Mom. But we never wanted you to feel left out. I hope that, moving forward, we can share our lives and make memories together as a family. A lump rose in my throat. The warmth in the room, the honesty, the love, it all felt real and unshakable. I understood, in a profound way, that family wasn't about control or schedules, it was about trust, connection, and celebrating one another's happiness. After a quiet moment, I spoke, my voice firmer, warm with acceptance. All right. If this is how you wanted it, the beginning of your life together, I will support it. I may need time to adjust, but I want to be part of your journey. I want to celebrate your happiness with you. Tears glistened in Maya's eyes, and Ahmed's face softened into relief and gratitude. The emotional tension that had filled the room melted, replaced by a sense of closeness, understanding, and shared joy. We cut the cake together, laughing at small mishaps and enjoying the simple, quiet celebration. Conversation flowed naturally as we spoke of how Ahmed and Maya met, the rituals they had included in their ceremony, and their plans for the future. Laughter, love, and warmth filled the room. By the time I left that evening, a calm contentment had settled over me. Despite the surprise and initial shock, the wedding had brought us closer. I realized life often presents unexpected moments, ones that challenge expectations and test patience, but those moments can also bring joy, intimacy, and understanding. Walking through the familiar streets of the neighborhood, the sun dipping toward the horizon, I smiled softly. Today had been a day of surprises, revelations, and love. And though the wedding had caught me off guard, it reminded me of something essential: love, when genuine, finds its own path, and family, when open-hearted, can adapt, accept, and celebrate, even the unexpected. In that quiet realization, I felt a deep, lasting peace.